feel like if the person displays that they really want to change, because everybody deserves a second chance, and you don't know what transpired in their life to be that addict. So if they want to change, but they got to show it. Like, don't just tell me I'm going to rehab and 8 years later you still sniffing coke in the bathroom. I'm just I need you to identify that you have a problem, and the fact that you can. See, a majority of addicts, they can't admit that they're addicts.
Right.
And an addict who doesn't want to change will not admit that they're an addict. So first, if you're able to admit it, and second, you're really willing to work on it. But your work is your goal, and you got a time limit.
Does it matter what the addiction is? So, like, if it's drugs versus sex addiction. So, if you really like sex, do it really matter? That's what I'm saying, right? If you like sex, does it really, right? You know what I'm saying? They coming at you. It's just all the time.
At me?
Yeah, at you. But it's all the time.
That's fine, because I'm coming at him all the time. So maybe I got a little addiction.
So, fellas,
anytime
does it matter?
It's possible. We get it.
I guess that's like he doesn't have a sex addiction. We have a sex addiction.
Yeah, you understand? Like bodies should rock with each other. You understand what I'm saying? It's not an addiction if both of us got a problem. But if it's going to cost my house, like gambling or drugs, that's something different. Sex addiction, certain sex addicts I would not mess with, though, because there's certain sex addicts. They can love you to pieces and you're everything, but they got to have different people.
Okay.
If your sex addiction is not being solely taken out on me, I'm stingy. I know they taught you to share in kindergarten, but I'm not sharing shit. You get me? So, it depends on where that sexual addiction is being, portrayed.
I like that. Gentlemen, what y'all think?
Repeat the question.
Can you mess with a dope fiend?
Nope, not doing it.
Addict.
Nah, not doing it. Not no dope fiend, not no gambler.
All right. Nope. So wait. All right, wait, Simply D. Damn it, you so crisp with all your answers all the time. Is there a difference that you initially was with the person and they wasn't, and then they became one, versus you dating the person and then you later find out about it? So you've already had some kind of foundation. Does that make a difference or no?
Yeah, if we started off and then all of a sudden you became that, that's an issue. That's a problem. You know what I mean? If I come home and all the shit missing out my crib, we got to go.
Wait, D, damn it, you got to talk about it.
No, ain't nothing to talk about.
He said
you got a problem. Goodbye.
But I just needed it for one more hit, D. One more. Huh? I just needed it for one more hit.
That's the last one. That's the last one.
One more hit gonna lead to another and another and another. I'm good.
All right, so with your love, no, D. All right, come on, D. Look, you done been with this woman you done been with her for 4 years. You've been with her for 4 years. You telling me you're not gonna take her to the recovery spot and let her get her shit together? Come on now.
I'm gonna try.
All right, at least
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
look. Listen to me. Let me say this. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take you to the recovery spot. But if I come home and all this stuff is missing out of my house, that means you got a serious problem. That also means that you was out there doing the head bobble with a couple tricks. So we good. I'm gonna help you get your.
That does not necessarily mean that he's about to get cut virtually. What? That doesn't mean that.
All crackheads don't have to be Pied Pipers.
A thief to a prostitute. Damn.
All crackheads are not Pied Pipers. All crackheads are not Pied Pipers.
If all the stuff missing out the house, you got to get money some kind of way, right?
I mean, I took your stuff and sold it. I didn't have no dick to get it.
And what else is you doing after you sold all the stuff out the house?
I'm robbing your wallet. I'm hitting you. I ain't sucking dick.
My wallet is on me. Trust me. And ain't no money. I don't keep my money in there no way. So
you're gonna go to sleep sooner or later.
Yeah. So
while you out knobbing, you got to
Would
go.
you stop the knobbing?
That is
That's a whole nother level. Damn it. Lisa, I wanted to talk to you
now
because
they
you
crack
mentioned
whores. I'm telling
right.
you.
But Lisa, you said the term, which I mean, anytime we talk to you, we need to stars. But you said a functional addict. What is a functional addict?
Oh yeah.
Those are those people we know. They go to work every day.
Okay.
As soon as they get off of work, they either start drinking if they're alcoholic, or they start using drugs. They pay all their bills, they take care of their families, but they utilize substances to basically get through life.
But they take care of their responsibilities.
For the
That
most
seems like
part,
that's a
generally,
slippery
that's what
slope,
functional
though. That's a slippery
addicts
slope.
do. Say it
There's
again.
100 doctors in every
I was
hospital
going to say
coked
that.
up.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
coked up seeing patients, and
Yep.
you would never know
Yeah,
Yep.
lawyers, all types.
because
Yep.
they'll
A lot of
do
people.
like manageable doses during the day and then go hard body at night or when they're not there, but they getting all the way tweaked.
Mm-hmm.
You get an extra friendly doctor, check his pocket.
Yep.
Doctors
Yep.
is mean.
Surgeons.
Yup. That's how the ones who get the wrong leg amputated or they took the wrong kidney. Them dudes was tweaking. How you doing that? And you went to college for 8 years and you taking wrong body parts?
It starts in
The
college.
X-ray is there.
Yeah,
It just doesn't. They was tweaking. They went in.
it starts in college though. When they start snorting.
Yeah,
all the
because
stuff.
they gotta study
They gotta
and
stay up. They gotta
Adderall.
all that type of stuff. That's where it starts.
Yep. A
All right,
coping mechanism.
so Mark, what you think? Can you deal with an addict?
No, I couldn't deal with an addict, but if I was in love with her for 4 or 5 years, I would definitely try to help her walk through to get better. Like to take it to,
Okay.
I would definitely be that person. I would just
So
make
you wouldn't
sure
abandon her.
yeah, no, I wouldn't have been. No, if I'm in love, you don't abandon people when you're in love like that. We
Do
would
it
have.
matter if she stole all the shit out the house, Mark?
Okay, let me finish. We would have a house with nothing in it, and I have my apartment with the white. That's all. I mean, we would have to do something because of simple fact. I couldn't. We couldn't do that. Couldn't do that because now you're taking time out of my life more so having to watch you, and I don't feel comfortable, and that's just like being in a relationship with somebody cheating on you. She cheating on you with a drug.
Because you
That's a
lying
good way.
still to get it. So
Yeah,
what's the
exactly.
difference?
And apparently you bobbing your head, apparently, so.
Yeah, leave it up to Simply D. We not kissing or nothing though.
That
Right.
is
Apparently we
crazy.
bobbing.
He said the way his people be. I'm cool. We ain't kissing. I don't want you eating off my fork.
Sport,
Right.
nothing. Don't drink from my cup.
Look.
Ew. I don't even know if I want you to touch my doorknob. What was you
Yeah.
jerking off?
Yeah, you touching. He said you. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah,
If I stay in that
we're
relationship.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
We're not even shaking hands.
Look,
Stop that. That's cold, D. That's cold as shit.
What?
They already on drugs. They at the lowest of the low. How you not gonna shake their hand? They need a hug. Pull them
I'm
in.
helping you. I'm gonna
You
take
said
your
they need
elbow.
a hug.
I'm gonna take
Pull
your
'em in.
elbow and guide you. I'm
Pull
gonna
'em
take
in.
the elbow and guide you.
D.
he
You
said
What?
heard what Mark said. You your own person, but you heard what Mark said. He said, now if he in love, he gonna go
Yeah, I
ahead and have
love
his
you.
apartment over here, but he gonna help. D, you just done put the woman out. Come on, D.
I'm gonna put you in the rehab. I'm gonna come visit you. But that's as far as we go.
But so you're not gonna like reinvest time once they complete officially like on a roll rehab patient. You're not gonna revisit it.
she got all her coins.
What you mean after they done?
You said all
Yeah.
coins.
She got all her coins.
They done?
1 month
Yeah.
clean, the 2 years clean. She got all her coins. She got the 5-year coin. She clean.
Nah,
He
we
said,
good. We good. Because you might have a relapse.
right when you just spent all your money, got the new carpet and everything, babe. We good now. I didn't read. He says you come back.
She might have a
The
relapse.
carpet gone. I
Yeah.
can't.
We good. No.
Well, you know what? I kind of agree. In some levels, I mean, I'm now he done got me a little on the fence because that happens to me. I was in a relationship with somebody for a year before I found out that they were doing like heavy drugs.
Wow.
Yeah, because I guess you're just oblivious to stuff, and they made sure it was done when it wasn't around me, and it just went left. But it wasn't the easiest thing just to leave them either,
Right.
because I was so much in love with them.
That's why.
But in the end, the truth is,
Well,
I didn't trust you, I because so much stuff you told me had to be lies. You understand? Yeah. You gotta lie and connive, and you gotta do a lot of deceitful shit. And if you're supposed to claim you love me and we're in a partnership, you shouldn't be that deceitful with me. You know what I mean?
But the drug got him. You know what I mean?
Got him.
Yeah, got him. And you chose that over me, so we good.
Yeah. But now a lot of people, they can't help themselves. They had a harsh beginning. I know children that were molested as early as 1 year old, and they just never were able to truly come to terms with it. And drugs was the only way that they can truly escape that experience. Like every time they closed their eyes, they were being attacked. So it was either drugs or Bellevue. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get you. But I mean, at what point do you stop and say, you know what? I'm not going to let this control me. I'm going to get a handle on this. I'm not going to let this ruin my life. My second wife claims she was molested. Well, she said we went to counsel. I did the counseling thing. I said I changed it. She said she was molested as a child. I went to counseling with her and everything, but she could not let it go. So what did she end up doing? Any and every chance she got, she was out screwing somebody else.
Because that's what she was told. But she was taught that you got if it happened. And it happened at such an impressionable and early age. You got to remember, children develop in between birth to 5. If that's what you instilled in them, to be horny, to desire to be touched, they can't help themselves. You really need to investigate that. But I do agree that at a point you should be able to come to terms, but you have to want to. Yes. Some people just don't want to.
And for you to be married in a committed relationship and still doing that, no, that doesn't fly and wasn't flying with me.
No, well, she should have discussed having an open marriage.
Yeah, no, why would you have no open marriage?
Why? She could. So if she brought a chick to the bed, it couldn't go down.
Why you gotta twirl your hair when you say that? What you just start thinking about? Why you gotta twirl the hair? What's up with the twirl? You know I'm gonna catch your ass as you catch me. What did you think back on? The hell? Where did you just go? Twirling the hair.
I caught that too. I was like, is she just
so she brought someone to the bed. What you're saying? What the hell? Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm not even.
It was the circle light shine that I liked. My bad. I'm sorry.
What she wanted to do. My thing was she was out screwing other men, and the type of dude I was, you got caught, and enough is enough. You know what I mean?
So she couldn't bring a dude into bed. She could bring a girl, but not a dude.
Nobody. But nobody. No, we're not doing that.
So you didn't know she was Thought Central prior to marriage?
Thought Central.
No, because after we got married, so we got married, and it's like one day, we lived in a luxurious apartment building. So she would take her cell phone and she would leave the apartment building and she would go downstairs. So I was like, something's up with that. So of course I start, following. You don't know I'm around, but I'm listening to you, listening to your conversation. So, come to find out, she was dealing with this, screwing this guy on the job. Whenever I'm at work, she was screwing him. So I went to the job, funded her and him. You know what I mean?
Her vagina didn't tell you? Like you had to turn into a private eye? Like, I don't like if I have to turn into a secret sleuth in a relationship.
I saw you.
Like, no, her vagina didn't tell you for real.
No, it didn't. But my background is that.
Yes, simply.
I'm very good at it. Very. So yeah, she got caught, and then the day that I went to work, and my conscience was bothering me, you need to double back to the crib, and I doubled back, and she was already in bed with somebody. We good. This is over.
Damn, you just left?
I just left.
Wow.
Really, I
She
was
didn't
obliged
let
No.
she didn't let the exhaust hit the corner? Wow.
to walk away from my job, and my conscience was like, go back to the house.
Wow. And you don't think you're well, okay, so don't be offended.
No, not at all.
Do you feel like she maybe didn't think your performance was satisfying enough?
No, I don't think it was that.
Or she was just greedy?
She got it. She just, I guess she got to have it.
Hey.
Was it more than one person or only one that you knew?
I found out about four different people, so it could have been more than that.
And you couldn't like jump off a diving board in that vagina?
No.
4 people.
Let me explain something to you and everyone else, Jay Monet, and any other female that is listening. And
Most
only
powerful muscle.
and only a man who has matured is going to get this. A woman is a gift to a man. So if you are taking your gift, the essence of you, and sharing it with somebody else, I don't want it.
Mm.
And I'm sure women feel the same way about us.
Yeah, because I don't get that. Can you explain that to me, guys? So there are a lot of men that cannot accept their woman cheating just once, but they could have slept with like 20 people and she forgave all of them because she loved you so much. But her one infraction, because you damaged her 20 times, everything is over.
Wow. Good point.
That's society. That's not, it's nothing. That's more so the way people program. If a man sleep with a woman and cheat with one woman, is wrong. I mean, I'm saying this, and trust me, I came a long way. I'll put it that way.
I am done.
No, I'm be real with it. I ain't gonna say I was all, man. I wasn't. Trust me when I believe. Trust me. And Simply D, But look, it's more so that's something that just people just like started that, and now everybody look at it that way. Because you got to realize something, that a man still goes inside of a woman, and going in a different woman, you still giving yourself to a woman because you're entering a woman's body where her juices and stuff is at. You know what I mean? So that's
But I mean, like in the 18th centuries, if you were a female and you were caught in the garden with a man alone, you were a fop. You understand? But he could bang everybody in the brothel and come back and not be shunned on.
And that's programming. That's programming. That's the way.
Is that now changing? Is that changing somewhat because of these different artists that's out there like that? Some of these female artists that's so to the forefront about their sexuality and being with these different dudes.
No.
Is that changing the society?
Absolutely not. It's also the maturity and the way people look at things. And society is programming the younger generation now that that's cool.
Right.
And think about it. We still look at it. All of us on here is mature enough that we look at it like, yo, what's wrong with, like, that ain't cool. Especially
except on Fridays. I'm just saying Fridays.
That is my girl. Okay. I love it.
It's just wrong across the board. And it's not to get spiritual, but it's just more so it's the devil's work, and everybody's not really paying attention to it the way it needs to be paid attention to. And that's man and woman. God made it the way he made it. Man, woman, become one. It's easy.
Yeah.
But because we we accepting so many things in life, that's why everybody think it's cool. And I mean, I'm not gonna, because I have to be careful the way I say things, but even with TV programs, the way every TV program, you have to have a certain situation in it because they're programming our kids to say that that's cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, and we look at it like, yo, why everything I gotta watch, I gotta see this person and that person and this person and that person. Like, come on, man, give me a break. I don't want to.
I don't know. It's no more Mr. Potato Head. Do y'all know it's no more Mr. Damn Tater Head? It's
Yeah,
just
and
Potato
you know
Head.
why? You know
It's just
why? Because
Potato Head. What the
they didn't
shit?
want they didn't want to offend anyone, so now it can't be Mr.
Oh,
Potato
he's
Head.
gender neutral.
Yes, it's just a
Exactly.
potato damn head. What the
And
shit?
let me tell you something else.
No
How,
mustache or nothing.
how
No,
many
it's
of
a
y'all knew? How many of y'all knew that if you don't answer the question as far as sex, that you don't say I'm male or female when you go to apply for your insurance can be lowered?
what?
Huh?
Yes, your car insurance. If you
Oh,
don't
I'm gonna have to get on this
you
ABC
don't say
train.
male or female, if
Oh,
you
it's
don't
about
say
to
male or
happen.
female, your insurance can be lowered.
Yeah, okay.
So
I don't know what I am.
gender neutral people are more safe when they drive.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you what I found out recently, like last week, when I was trying to apply for insurance because I was trying to get a car. And
Mm.
Well, just call me
that's
Binary J now. I'm calling my shorty in
Look,
the morning. I'm Binary
look,
J. Just
I'm a little bit
hey.
of
But do
everything.
you?
You know what I'm saying.
But
I may come on to
yep.
the person I'm talking to on the phone, male or female. I'm gonna just come, hey baby,
I
what's your
want to go
name?
back to this Mr. Potato Head with no mustache. They know there's chicks with mustaches, right? Why Mr. Potato Head can't get the mustache and the glasses?
It's over. It's over. Because
Yeah.
exactly what he just said.
That
They
is
don't want to
deep.
offend anyone. I mean,
That
shit.
is deep. Don't buy the toy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we have something that's much more pressing than that, and I know it's almost on the 12 o'clock hour.
Oh,
However, y'all do know that when children are born now, it no longer specify male or female on a birth certificate. They leaving it for the
Wow.
child to decide. Now, how deep is
Are
that?
you
Now I'm gonna
and
serious?
stroke my
when do they
hair.
get to decide?
I guess whenever they grown enough to know what they feeling inside, ain't that some
What
shit?
the?
And that's
So if
law.
my son is born with a winky,
Means
he
nothing
can say I'm not a boy, I'm a girl.
because he doesn't identify with that winky. He doesn't identify. It's just an
It's
appendage
attached to
there.
you. Look, you know what? I'm not even trying to
let
get
me
on
ask
the
you something.
bad side of the
I'm gonna,
community. My bad. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
get real deep. Check this out. So you just said that now they don't put male or female on the birth certificate.
Right.
But now you watch cartoons and they're basically programming the children now to watch the little kissing this, kissing that, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
by the time that they get finished getting programmed, they get to make their own decision on what they are, basically.
Yep.
Sad.
Yep.
It's interesting
So
that
she got
it's
titties. I'm
it's
sorry. Go
it's
ahead, Lisa.
interesting that we just got off the topic of why is it that women are automatically assumed to be a slut, a whore, a thought, and we came to the conclusion that it's because of programming, right? It's a reactionary, old school response that has been given to us, but we know that it's incorrect. But now we get to something that's a little bit more uncomfortable for people to understand that has nothing to do with us individually. And
Mm-hmm.
now we're okay with this idea that programming is occurring, right? If none of us identify as trans, gay, non binary, it's not up to us to sit around and even have these conversations. We can have
Conversation.
opinions, but if we are not talking to the people who are impacted and have to live every single day in those bodies in this society, we're not doing any kind of service to ourselves or anybody
Mm-hmm.
that's listening on this radio station. We can
Mm-hmm.
say whatever it is that we think, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be beneficial if we're
Mm-hmm.
not sitting and listening to people who are having those experiences. A lot of it can seem very jarring to us that don't have that experience, but it's also up to us to be able to listen as we've talked all night about being in relationships with people and wanting to be able to communicate, be held accountable, to be able to learn something about ourselves. It makes so much more sense that if we want to have a conversation about that, we should at least be talking to the people whose experiences should also be uplifted in the same way that we're all, I guess, saying that heterosexual, what has been deemed as being the normal orientation, should be uplifted. We watch on TV all the time men and women kissing, hugging, having sexual intercourse, and that has been identified as just being normal. When we all know that that is not the case, that there are so many ways to use your body, to use your mind, to use your spirit, to love other people. So unless it's somebody else on this call, on this, this show, to have a conversation about other ways, I don't think it's a great idea for us to try to like dive into that without having that other experience to like go from.
Well, I will
Okay,
definitely
hold up,
say
hold
I
up.
respect what. Go
One
ahead,
second.
Mark.
Let me say something real quick. First, I agree with you to a point because one, I look at it this way: if we are who we are, I think that it should be okay for people to have an opinion about things. When we see things in one way, even though, and I have a lot of different type of friends, so I'm not
Yeah.
knocking anybody lifestyle. I don't have anything about against anybody. I love everybody. I'm that type of person. White, black, gay, whatever you are, because we're all human. That's one. But at the same time, when you start shutting down people's opinion on how they feel about what they believe in, I think that that hurts people also. Like you said, Mr. Potato Head, they stopped Mr. Potato Head. And then Lady T said, well, if they don't like Mr. Potato Head, if it don't fit your lifestyle, don't buy it. The same thing go for if you trans or you gay. If you don't like straight people certain situations, then you don't deal with that situation. You deal with what you believe in and what you find. So when I don't know if people might have took it the wrong way, like we were saying, oh, this is like that. But it's more so that you're changing things of a lifestyle of this instead of adding on to what other people might do. It's like, why can't I say my son is a boy? I want male on his birth certificate. You're taking something away from me
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to
What's
things
being
like
taken
this.
away from you?
Well, if I want to put male on my son's birth certificate, I can't now
I
because
don't have the choice.
I don't have a
You
choice.
do have a choice. That's that first off, that is not everywhere. That is something that's being voted on by people in different jurisdictions. That's not something I know that's happening in Philadelphia that's, mandatory.
Right.
Oftentimes the things that we are up in arms about aren't actually things being taken away from us. It's just other people getting the space to be able to be recognized and identified.
But that's
Mr. Potato
But
Head
why
no
doesn't
longer
your
being called
but
Mr.
why doesn't
Potato
your
Head.
birth, if you were born a female, and why can't I know that? You understand? Why do you have to hide it? How are we supposed to have a growing and nurturing relationship when that's a very big secret? You understand? If you were born a female and you decide to become a male, and I'm thinking I'm dealing with a male, but that's not what you were born. Why are you trying to hide it? I'm not telling you to say it to everybody you're dating, but if it's someone that you're trying to be in a real relationship and grow and marry, I think I have the right to know. So why the birth certificate? Everything else fine, but that's what you were born as. That's what a birth certificate is, telling what happened and what occurred when you were born.
I think what I'm saying is this. Why take away from us instead of just adding on? Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
What's
thing.
being
Add
taken away?
knowledge to opinions.
What's being taken away?
Like you just said some states are not doing it and some states are. Just
But what's
imagine
being taken away
Well,
by
I
giving
think for right, I think
someone
for
the
right now, what he was.
opportunity to identify how they identify when they come to that realization for themselves?
Then
What exactly is that taking away?
Well, I think initially when he was speaking about just the show right now, the conversation. When you were saying since no one is like that, or we don't identify like that on this call, that we shouldn't be discussing this. I'm gonna be gay tomorrow for a whole half an hour when I call the insurance company. So you
You
got somebody that's gay right this second. I'm gonna figure
I'm
it
not.
out.
Now, I didn't mean like we shouldn't be discussing it. I'm saying that it should also be somebody that is within that space to bring in
Right.
perspective also. Because we can all sit around and say a ton of things,
Mhm.
right? But are we going to learn anything from it?
I just learned that Mr. Potato Head was take. I didn't know that. And I
He
didn't
It's
know
wasn't
all
that.
over the
taken
Nor
away.
did
news.
I know
He
the
I
wasn't
male
taken
female for the
away.
wouldn't.
insurance.
But
So if we
they
never
just
had this
dropped they
conversation,
dropped the identifier of Mr., which is something that we're seeing happening everywhere.
Don't like it.
Even years ago, they used to call, what did they used to call the flight attendants? They were called something else, stewardess,
stewardesses.
right? And that
Mhm.
had a female connotation. They only hired women, but as they started to hire men, they called them flight attendants. That was a big change for people to understand and for people to take in. We have seen over the last 30, 40 years where things that were more pronoun based have been adjusted. Just our language has changed. Now, this is one thing that's going through that. Mr. Potato Head doesn't necessarily have to stop necessarily being Mr. Potato Head in your home. They just removed the Mr. So it's more
And the
inclusive for everyone.
mustache.
It's all right. I'm gonna just call him formerly known as Mr. Potato Head. It
But they
worked for
also have
Prince. It's
Mrs.
gonna work
Potato
for
Head.
this.
Like
Hmm.
it have both genders. I
Well,
mean, I'm not.
they actually have that. They like I said, if y'all pull it up, it was on the news channel 10. And they have that. So they have the two family home, the mom and the
Mhm.
dad. So you can buy any of it. And like she said,
Mhm.
they are just taking the Mr. off. But again, it's
Are
just
they keeping the Mrs.?
the traditional family unit, conventional. I'll say conventional, traditional family unit that we're used to know. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it steps on our toes. I feel like just being a heterosexual and being a female sometimes it steps on my toes because me just being who I am, it's like it's offending somebody else because I don't want to do whatever it is you want to do. I don't give a damn what you do. But it shouldn't be because I don't necessarily agree with you that I'm so in the wrong or I'm a phobic. I'm none of the above. I just
Mhm.
don't have that twist. Then I mean it's not a problem, but I just personally don't have it. And I really feel as though a lot of us are ostracized like that. And it's like, damn, but why? It's like the unfortunate that the some of what they've gone through, and I say they as in them, binary, all of that, for what they've gone through and the pain and the hurt that they've gone through, it's like in a sense they trying to reverse it and impact it upon us that we supposed to feel bad now. Where I don't want to feel bad. I just want to accept you for who you are and let us all continue to grow. That's
That's what
it.
I thought it was
That's
all about.
all.
Acceptance. You know, if my child was born one gender and they decide along the way that that's not, my love and support will allow everything to be. You get what I mean? I don't understand why I get that taken away as a parent too. You know, if I want a little boy or a little girl because they may decide later on, so that's later on. But until that happens, that's my baby girl or that's my baby boy. What am I supposed to say? Baby fluid?
Yeah.
Because I don't have, I can't identify a gender or I can't tell them that this is their gender. I'm gonna love my child. My child could be bisexual. I'm gonna love it. Get it in. You
Well,
know,
how they
love
gonna
who
make the
you
money
love.
with the diapers? Because they got the boy diapers that's up front, then they got the girl diapers that's
They go
behind. I guess you could just go back to the unisex diapers that you can see. It's just so much, and I don't understand why I gotta be so damn difficult.
I
Why we
don't
gotta
think that it should
title every
affect
damn thing?
babies. You know, that's my opinion.
But
You
I
know, a
understand.
baby
Right.
doesn't know, so that's just like when we teach them. They're our minor. We're their guardian. We have to teach them and we lead them, and then as they grow, they become their own people. So why would that change in that level as well?
But I understand. I understand. I totally understand, Lisa, what you're saying. Far as I think, if we did dive in like deep into this whole dynamics of transgender, gay, homosexual,
Gender fluid.
then
I'm
it's
very well
only right
versed.
for us to have, certain individuals that's living that lifestyle because we
Mm-hmm.
don't know, because we don't live that lifestyle.
We would. I
Which
didn't
is
know Mr.
true.
Potato Head was going to take off like this.
But
I would
Look
have
at
but
what, look
started
at
the
what you,
show with Mr. Potato Head. I
look at
didn't
what you
know.
did.
and to be politically correct, I don't know if you've ever watched Open Conversation. We did do a show where uh
Oh yeah, yeah, we
we
did.
had we had I'm gonna just say it. We had gay, we had femmes, we had bisexual people on the show.
We
So
did.
we do go there, and I would be willing to go there and do it again because it was a very good show. So
Hmm.
we do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Knowledge is power. The more you know,
Knowledge
then
is power.
then you can make a
Exactly.
decision. But that still isn't going to make
Exactly.
people change their feeling. It's just the babies. I think that's a little touchy. But
Yeah.
if 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 my child is 10 and she's telling me she identifies with being a boy, well, let's go get you some boxes. I am for
I
a
think
parent
every
is unconditional love. I don't
yeah
care who you identify as long as you always remain my baby. And if you want to change your name from Sadie to Ben, I'm down.
yeah I
But
think
for them
everybody
seven
every
years or whatever years before you identified, you was my baby girl or my baby boy.
yeah everyone should have an opinion. Everyone's opinion should be respected.
Hmm.
These are just our
Or
opinions. But like I said,
opinions. Yeah.
if we need to do another show where we gonna dive into topics like this, and then we should have different ethnicities and different people with different backgrounds on that show so that we can really get into it and get the information out there so people have a better understanding
And
and so everybody
enlightenment.
can enlightenment and so that everybody can speak their opinions and have nobody be offended. You know what I mean? Because again, these
Hmm.
are our opinions. We're not saying we're just speaking on how we feel about it.
But
You
you
know
know
what I mean?
what?
Be it
I gotta
Oh
get.
no, Mr.
I'm not.
Potato Head
I'm
would
not.
take off
I'm not.
like this.
I'm not.
Oh
I can't with Jay.
I'm not cold hearted. Let's get that understood. But I have to say this because if I don't, it's gonna sit on my head. Everybody got to understand something. Everybody look at life the way they look at it. And that's the part, and I say this on my coffee for thought in the morning. People are so sensitive about how people feel. You can't make me feel how you feel. You can't make me feel how I can't make you feel how I feel.
Hmm.
If I feel a certain way and I have a certain way that I choose to live my life, that's the way I live my life. We're not going to agree all the time with everything. And people got to stop being so sensitive when people say stuff. This world is so damn sensitive that it's sad that people can't take, that's like what Lisa just said, I get upset. Like, no, this and that. Like, come on, that's her opinion and I respect it. And I fell back and I absorbed what she said and said, I totally understand where she coming from. As far as, certain things I can't talk about because I don't live that lifestyle. So how would
Hmm.
I look like arguing with her statement if it's facts? And that's the part that a lot of us in this world is like we get so sensitive when people don't agree with us or don't say or agree with what we say. And it's a shame that
And they
people,
don't have to
yeah, but people are so scared to say how they feel and live the
because of
way
it.
they live because they worried about what people say. And it gotta be,
Hmm.
it's like Simply D just said, being politically correct. Why do I have to be politically correct because everybody else is saying it and that's how they feel? Why can't I feel a certain way and go against the grain because that's how I feel? You
Or
understand?
be condemned because
look at
that's
you
how
trying to
you
be your
feel.
own individual. Look at you
Yeah,
trying to
you
think for
know,
yourself.
I'm,
Look at you. Your big boy long pants on.
but
Look
again,
at
to
you.
be me personally, I have love for everybody, and I intertwine. We put in what a gay person that's a main character to show the gay lifestyle, and we also have bisexual. We touch on everything because the simple fact that's real, that's reality, that's the world that
Hmm.
we live in. But at the same time, I just don't feel as though it's right for us to be forced into living a certain way instead of just adding to that. Nobody's saying, oh, no, we shouldn't do this. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, this is what you choose. So we have to, we have to understand that people go through things, people choose the way they want to live, and we should have respect, number one, for it because we have to respect each other. Everybody's not going to be that macho man or that feminine woman. Everybody's different. And that's what we have to learn in life to be able to give love to whoever, you know?
So it would be nice if we was to get the option when the child. I mean, hell, I can't have kids no kind of way, so probably I shouldn't talk about that shit. But I got grandkids. So I guess it would be nice if we was given the option if we wanted to have their sex on there versus them just arbitrarily saying we're taking
Yes.
it off.
And
At
that's
least have the
Yes.
option.
That's
And of
what I'm
course, the child
saying.
can do whatever the child chooses to do in life. But when the
Exactly.
child is born, versus them just saying this is what it got to be, like
I agree.
I
That
don't
when
like
it
it.
becomes a mandatory thing, that's wrong. When my child was born, he was given his father's name. He turned 18. He said, "I don't want that name," and changed it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's his choice. You know what I mean?
we let these
But
kids
up
make
until
their
then, up
decisions.
until from 0 to 18, it was my choice.
And that's the part right now why kids don't have no respect, why they running rampant because they get to have like think about it. Back in the day, our parents would whip our ass if we act up. Period.
Can't even do that. You go
Go
to
to whip a
jail.
kid ass, I'm calling DHS, so I'm doing this. It's like you're locking in the parent to not be able to raise it. Then when the kid out there robbing and cussing and doing things like that, it's like you wondering why because couldn't discipline them. Not that kid beating a kid is right, but you couldn't chastise them whatever way you do it, punishment, whatever you choose to do with your child. But you can't do that no more
You
because
gonna stand on a
And
bag
you're
of
still
rice holding
held
phone book.
accountable. That's the deep part.
you
They
have
take
people
it from
like
you,
to
but then
raise
they still hold you accountable for what the child did.
Does
What
when they
in the
become a criminal,
shucks?
it's my fault, and they'll make me pay for something that they stole. But if
Yes,
you let me check him when he started shoplifting candy bars, this wouldn't be an issue.
I agree.
yeah.
But we know, I believe that a child should fear their parent before they ever love a parent. And I don't give a damn. And I say that with full grown kids, and my kids are now having kids saying, you know what, mama, I'm starting to understand that. Yeah, you better. You
But
better.
I was willing to get arrested. I'm catching you. You do something outside the line. Look, you want me to call them for you because I promise you,
Y'all
wherever
get
they
people
take
out
you,
of here. Like,
ain't
what the
gonna treat
hell?
you
How you
like I
gonna?
do.
No,
So
no,
you
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no. Stop it. You like
I'm
I
gonna tell you
like it.
something. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. I know we over. I was in my room tonight. My granddaughter was in on video chat with her people, right? I'm sitting there and I muted my TV because I was setting up the Zoom stuff, and I hear on the Zoom, "Yeah, bitch, f this," and I'm like, now my granddaughter's 10, so I was like, "Yo, come here." I said, "We don't do that. It wasn't her. It was
Yeah,
Hmm.
but you don't talk to people like that
it
either.
was the exactly." So she said, "Well, her parents don't mind them doing that." I said, "Dig this. I don't care what they
Hang up.
do. You don't be on the conversation with that. Even though you wasn't doing it, you're still having that conversation.
Yeah.
You're the
And you're
oldest cousin.
entertaining it.
You're the oldest cousin. You should have checked them." And that bothered me because I went old school. I went to go call their parents because I'm going to say, "Yo, what's
Yeah.
going on with this?"
No, you ain't real old school. My grandfather would pick up a plunger, anything, and catch me. And then he gonna tell both my parents, and they both gonna catch me. Like it was okay. And look at the amazing adults we turned out to be. Now you can tell your mother to shut up in the street, and she can't do nothing. I'm fucking you up.
Yeah,
I'm going down.
this
I'm
is
going down.
control.
I watched it. All nationalities. I watched it. I said, did I? My kids wouldn't even have the audacity.
Yeah.
Never.
exactly. This
How
this
about the
world
ones
is
that
this
hit?
this world is just coming too oversensitive and too politically correct about this, that, and the other, and it's just being over the top with stuff right now. Over the top.
Yup.
I think the saddest part is all the stuff that people are so upset and they so passionate about. The truth is they're not even living that in their own lives.
Mm.
Like the
Yeah.
majority of them truly are not living that
Their
in their
truth.
own life. But
Yes,
yet they will
ma'am.
holler at you and tell you what you should be doing all damn day. But they ain't
Okay.
living none of that. They ain't
Nothing.
living none of that.
The proof is in the pudding. I'll listen to you when you proving it.
And let me tell y'all this, and I know we gotta go. I had somebody that stole from me. And a nice amount of money, over $100, stole from me. Now, truth be told, they told me that they told their pastor. The pastor is a very prominent pastor in this city of Philadelphia. That if I said the name, y'all like, oh, really? Yeah. So the person told their pastor and told their pastor that I forgave them. The pastor told that person, you need to watch out for her. I said, well, wait a minute. Hold on. You the one that actually broke a commandment, like actual do not steal. You broke a whole commandment. The whole
Mm-hmm.
thing on me forgiving you. I'm the one that's wrong. You need to watch me because I'm going to try to get you back. You ain't say that nothing was wrong with the person that stole something. And like I
Wow.
told him, I said, I can't fuck with you because I can't fuck with the person that you got leading you spiritually. And I meant that. Something the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with that. And I will tell that pastor that to his face because I mean it to my heart. Something is wrong with that.
Yes, it
I am
is.
about forgiving, and you got a problem that I forgive, but the nigga that stole, you cool with. You got to be kidding me. You
It's
telling me
good.
this damn world
But
ain't
you
backwards
supposed to
is
be
all
teaching
shit?
forgiveness. You supposed to teach forgiveness. So
And that's my
why?
point.
That is deep.
You got a huge ass flock. So what the hell is you teaching these backward ass people? That's the problem.
Yep.
Wow.
On
Yes,
that
it
note,
is. And
That's
that,
a
that
problem.
that
This has
brings me
been
back to
fabulous.
you have to watch who's putting things in your spirit. If they putting it in your ear, they're putting it in your spirit, and you have to watch that. You have to watch who you're listening to. You have to
True,
watch
true.
those people around you. And as we said at the top of the show, one of the things we talked about, loyalty.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
on that
Well,
note,
I appreciate y'all being loyal and staying with us all this time. What? On the soul of a man and the heart of a woman. If y'all listen to the name of this show, y'all will get an understanding. We're dealing with the root of things. So sometimes it may get a little dark, it may get a little foggy, but through love and understanding, we're going to see our way through it.
Every
I
time.
appreciate y'all. I'm going to say a little bit more, but I'm going to let Mark talk.
I
'Cause I
love
know
it.
you about to say
I
something.
love it. I just want to thank everybody for coming on. Ms. Lisa, NC, and NP, if you're still there, I don't know if you're there. I see you on the screen. I don't know if you fell asleep or something,
That's
but
what I'm thinking. She said she had some drinks, right? I'm
you
thinking
might fell
she
asleep.
dozed
That was good.
off.
And of course, my two hosts, Simply D and Jay Monet. And of course, I love shows like this because, like Lisa bringing that up, made me really think about more so something that we might need to touch on. And that's the one
Okay.
thing that I love about having this whole radio station with different shows and stuff like that, because we talk about things and we learn. I'm always learning, you know,
Yes.
on different things. And that's something that might need to be brought back, like Simply D said, as far as bringing different people from different lifestyles on so we could discuss it, because we know we have hundreds of people that watch us and that listen to us and that watch the YouTube channel. And that's something that definitely need to be brought to the
Well, I'm
table.
gonna go to the store tomorrow and I'm gonna buy Mr. Potato Head so the next show he can be here and talk for his damn self because
You know,
If
Yeah,
she makes the
maybe,
potato
maybe,
talk, I'm a
maybe
melt.
we
If
do
she
need
makes
to.
it talk, I'm going down. I can't.
Maybe we do need to touch bases on that because it's a sensitive subject, and like I
It
said,
is.
right now things are just too damn sensitive. People are sensitive. It's way over the top, and maybe we need to adjust it.
yeah, and it starts with us.
It does.
And I thank all of y'all
appreciate
for being on our show this evening, Soul of a Man with the Heart of a Woman. I appreciate all the Facebook listeners and watchers, the YouTubers, the Sador podcast listeners. We thank you. We appreciate you so very much. Please share with a friend. We look forward to seeing y'all in 2 weeks. Make a memory
Take care.
happen today because tomorrow
Yeah.
is not promised. And don't let nothing or no one, including yourself, get in the way, including what these people think. Love who you are and know who you are so you can stand for something and not fall for every damn thing.
Anything.
And
Yeah.
we love y'all
Exactly.
guys and we appreciate y'all so much for spending y'all time with us.
Thanks again,
Have an
Thank
everybody.
you.
excellent night.
Have a great
Yes.
day. Stay
Thank-
safe.
Good
Mwah.
night.
Night.
All
Good
right.
night.